Hey guys, so welcome back. Today I am doing a rose gold eye using only my Naked palette, and I'm also doing this plum lip. I didn't get to do a lip scrub or anything like that, so it's a little bit creasy, but I mean, whatever works. I just hope you enjoy it today. I'm gonna do a list of all the products down below. Also, if you could like, subscribe, leave comments, request on what you want me to do, that is greatly appreciated. Definitely keep watching. I'm gonna try and get more and more videos done for you now that we're in a new year, and I've kind of got a setup going on, trying to figure out when I can have time. But I definitely want to keep working on these videos for you guys. I know I'm gonna have another one coming with just kind of like all my new products that I've gotten, and I want to show you what they're like, the swatches, the feel. I want to tell you about them. I want you to go out and get them, because there's so many of these products that I've gotten that are just so great, and so many of them that I've actually used today. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. That's so greatly appreciated, and you guys are awesome. So let's just get right on to it. So first I'm starting off with my Smashbox Primer Water Spray, and then I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Face Primer, the Photo Finish Primer. Make sure that's rubbed all in. Now I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion for my eyes in Eden. This is the matte finish, and it'll help to minimize the amount of creases, and it'll help to make your eyeshadow, your liner, everything just last all day long. It does really have a good effect. So now I'm going to go in and place the tape where I want to create that winged effect with my eyeshadow. And I'm just pressing it on very gently, but also a little nice area around the eye where there's going to be no creases and no buildup. That way I can get that smooth line that I want, and making sure I match to the other side. I want to make sure they're perfectly even. Then I'm going in with my 217 brush from MAC and my Naked palette with the color Hustle. It's a deep rose gold. It really does help to create that smoky effect. I'm making sure that I'm blending it up past my crease into my brow bone. I do have fairly large brow bone area, so I'm making sure I blend that all out in the outer corner and making sure it looks nice and smooth. This process can take you no time at all, or it could take you a fair amount of time. Here it does take me a little bit of time just because I continue to build that area with that blender brush. I don't want it to be super harsh, which is why I chose to use that blender brush, because then it'll get that smooth gradient effect the way I want it to. The tape being there really helps to catch a lot of the drop down from using a blender brush. This is by far one of my favorite blender brushes. They are fairly pricey, but they're actually a lot cheaper. Well, not a lot, but they can be cheaper than some of Sephora brushes, but they do have a nice effect. So do the Sephora brushes, don't get me wrong, they're great. A lot of the ones I use in this video are my Sephora brushes, but you want to continue to use that blender brush and just make sure both sides are even. You want to make sure you have that same hue, color, by packing it on and continuing to blend that out, especially up over the crease. I will not have a crease look in this tutorial today. Sorry, I'm just checking out how it looks. I want to make sure it's even and everything's smooth in there, and the colors will match. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to take my Naked palette again and take the shade Virgin, and I'm going to just use a small shader brush, and I'm going to dab that just into the inner corner of my eye. I want to create that brightening effect in my tear duct area because I want to have that gradient across the eyelid with that rose gold feel. This is more of a neutral brightening color. It does have that shimmer to it. I do love this palette because of the shimmering shades that it does offer. It does offer 2 nude matte kind of shadows, but I chose to do a shimmering effect today to get that rose gold feel. The next color I'm going to be using, I'm just going to be using a shader brush, the one that actually came with the Naked palette, and I'm going to use the color Sidecar. That's where I get that rose gold color in there. I'm just going to make sure I pack that onto my lids and blend it out past my crease, into the inner corner a little bit, and into that Hustle color that I use for the outer corner. And I also want to make sure I've got that even look. I don't want it to be choppy above into my brow bone. I just want to make sure it looks smooth and nice. But again, packing that onto the eyelid, creating that gradient effect. I'm just making sure it all blends nicely together. Just making sure it all matches evenly and it blends out perfectly. I don't want to have a mixed look. So now I'm just peeling off the tape. You'll see that very sharp winged effect there. It is really nice and smooth. Now I'm just going in with my Shani Cosmetics Cream Contour Kit using the Color Corrector green color to just kind of cover those face demons as well as go above my eyebrows so that I can kind of balance that out. Now I'm going to use my Sephora concealer in one of the lightest shades, and I'm just going to create that triangle underneath my eye. I'm really not a huge fan of this wand. It is one of those like lip gloss wands, and it just makes it hard to pack on, and sometimes I try and get the concealer out and just onto my hand so I can just use a concealer brush, but it gets a little difficult at times. I'm just making sure I go in all the places where I would have that highlight effect without a shadow. So underneath my eyes and that triangle effect up to my temple, on the bridge of my nose, on the area underneath my cheekbones, as well as on my chin, just making sure that's kind of blended out a little bit. And then again, blending it out into my forehead. I don't want to go too high up, but I do have a shorter forehead, so I like to have that kind of effect. I am using my Naked palette brush. I'm using the end because it is a very flat brush, and I do have only one concealer brush at the moment, and I am using it for my dark shade, so I don't like using them together because then the shade kind of blends. And then I'm just kind of going in and filling in that triangle to create it light. Now I'm just using my Maybelline concealer in a darker shade and creating that little dark patch where I would have that contour on my cheekbones, and just brushing it out with my concealer brush. And then I'm making sure I go to the chin line and making sure that it is all blended out. Well, smooth line. And then I'm going to go and do my nose, make it a little skinnier with that contour. Now I'm just going to do the forehead, and I just kind of lightly dab it on and closer to the hairline, just so I don't look like I have a shorter forehead than I do. And now I'm just going to use a darker shade from that Shani Cream Contour Palette and just kind of go under where I created that blotch for my cheekbones, just to kind of add more depth and create that good contour look. I'm also then going to use that same color and do the bridge of my nose. I want to make it look a little deeper and more contoured for this effect here. Then I go in using my Beauty Blender, and I always start with blending out my lighter color because I don't like mixing them together and it creates a yellowish effect. I want it to look contoured, I want it to look smooth, so I always start with that. So my camera did turn off, so I did do the blending and the powder without realizing. But anyways, I will do a video with that contour. But this is just my Sephora eyebrow pencil, and I'm going in and doing the outline and creating that arched effect and then filling it in a little bit and using the brush at the other end to kind of blend it out a little bit, making sure I have that point that I want. Always make sure you pull your eyebrow, the skin around it, because you need it to be tight in order to get that crease effect. Your skin will move too much if you do not do this, and it creates unwanted lines, and it looks a little messier, so you always want to pull that skin tight. Again, just blending it out and making sure that it's pointed and making sure the hairs are all going one way. I then go in with my angled shadow brush and using the Sephora Brow Powder Palette, I guess you could say. It's got two colors and then that wax. I'm just filling in my eyebrows with that powder to create a deeper effect and making sure that it's all blended out. Now I'm using my Sephora Brow Pencil, a brow bone pencil, sorry, in a light shimmer shade and going underneath the brow bone to kind of create that highlight effect. Now I'm actually going to do my eyeliner, and I know most of you have problems with liquid eyeliner and doing the wing, and sometimes I do have that problem. Sometimes I get days where they're just phenomenal and I don't know how I kept my hand so steady, but I'm also following that line that I have there from the eyeshadow with the tape, and I want to make sure I have the wing just right and matched up to that line. I did do my wing and eyeliner a little thicker than what I wanted to. I kind of built it too much, but it did end up looking a little more dramatic, which is kind of the look that I wanted. But again, your eyeliner does take time, so you really got to make sure you're prepared for that, because it will be one of the longest processes you have besides doing your face, your contour, things like that. But you always want to make sure your eyeliner is smooth. You don't want those kind of jagged lines unless that's a look you're going for, if you're doing something creative. Again, just make sure you kind of fix it whenever you need to if there's like a mistake. I do need a new eyeliner. I know I do. It's a little dry and clumpy sometimes. Well, not necessarily clumpy or dry. I don't get as much product onto the brush as I wish I could. And it is a little older. I do need a new one. I know that. But I absolutely love this liner. It is the Sephora line, and it is the Precision liner. I do get it in black. I'm not a huge fan of brown eyeliners unless I'm doing a super neutral effect to my eyes. But this is one of the best eyeliners I've used to do my wing. I do like a gel eyeliner from time to time. I do enjoy doing that. I do like the effect it has. But again, just making sure it's smooth. You will probably see me shake it. I think I do it in a couple of seconds, whatever. But you will see it kind of, yeah, I have to shake it a little bit to get more product onto that brush. I really don't know if you can hear a loud car through my microphone right now, but that is my boyfriend bringing home dinner. Harvey's, which my dad would actually probably super love right now. My dad does live in Florida, so he doesn't get that food. But anyways, just cleaning up that line and making sure that I have that wing that I want. Then I'm going in with my kajal in my waterline and making sure that it is creating that deeper effect. I am using the kajal from the Body Shop. I do really like how smooth of an effect it has and how deep it will create that look. So now I'm going in with that shade Hustle again and my angled shadow brush and just going as close to the lash line as possible to create a smoky effect. Now I'm just going in with my Roller Lash Mascara from Benefit. I really like this mascara wand, especially because of the way it's got the hooks on each little bristle, and it really pulls out the eyelashes to create a non-clumped look, and it really helps to create that volume and that bounciness. I do make weird faces when I do my mascara. Please do not judge me. So once I'm done with this roller lash, I'm actually going to go in with my Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. I cannot rave about this mascara enough. I love how soft the bristles are. I love the product. It is so smooth. It really helps to make my eyelashes pop and create a long and luscious effect. I have never been in love with mascara more than I am with this one, and I have just recently tried it. This is one of the tester sizes, but it is phenomenal. So next I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara and just do a coat on top just to get a little more height from those lashes. So now I'm just using a white kajal on my lips. I wanted to create a smoother, deeper effect for my lipstick, but it didn't end up working out the way I wanted to. But that is the way that this is. It is a kind of trial and error basis, but I can't say I hated it. It did make the color a little less deeper than I wanted it to be, but it did help with kind of smoothing it a little bit. I did still have some creases, but hey. So now I'm just using my lip liner from Sephora. It's the mini lip liner, and it is in Deep Aubergine, and just lining my lips, making sure that I have them as small or as large as I want them to be, making sure I get the shape that I want from them as well, and also making sure my Cupid's bow is even. So now I'm actually going to use my Sephora liquid lipstick. It's a matte long wear lipstick. It is in Deep Plum, I'm just dabbing it on lightly and making sure it's all smoothed out. Usually I would use a lip brush, but mine was actually dirty at the moment, so I had to work with what I had. It does look a little more purpley because I did that white kajal underneath. Make sure you go through and smooth out those lines the way that you want them. That's the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys!